Imagine a 9-year-old girl kidnapped, assaulted, and facing unimaginable horrors. But hold on, because this gripping story takes an extraordinary turn. A turn driven by a seemingly unlikely source, a TV show obsession. But how did a child's fascination with crime shows become the key to her survival? Join us as we delve into the mind of a survivor, the relentless efforts of a detective, and the triumphant transformation of a victim into a beacon of strength. On a summer day in 2003, in the bustling city of San Jose, California, 9-year-old Jeannette Tamayo's ordinary life took a harrowing turn. The unsuspecting girl, returning home from school, noticed something odd when she found her screen door slightly open. Ignoring the instinct to be alarmed, she entered her home, only to discover her shattered bedroom window and the eerie sense that something was wrong. The nightmare unfolded as a stranger knocked on her door, and, in a moment of confusion and fear, Jeannette opened it. The man's sinister intentions became clear as he invaded her space, escalating into a traumatic assault. Handcuffed and bound, she was forcibly taken to the man's car in the garage, with plans to escape quickly thwarted by the unexpected arrival of her mother. In a gut-wrenching sequence of events, her brother Paul bravely attempted to protect his family. Armed with nothing but a screwdriver, he faced the assailant, but the man overpowered him, escalating the violence. The family's desperate struggle unfolded, leading to Rosalia, Jeannette's mother, bravely intervening to protect her children. As the attacker fled, he left a scene of blood and anguish. Jeannette, now kidnapped, fought against her restraints and sought help from passing cars, only to face further brutality. As Jeannette and her brother Paul are rushed to the hospital, the gravity of the situation intensifies. With Jeannette's deteriorating condition and Paul's injuries, their mother, Rosalia, expresses the agonizing helplessness of a parent unable to shield her children from harm. Meanwhile, the police faced a formidable challenge. The crime scene revealed a violent struggle, but without witnesses, they were left with little information. Detective Heather Randall, determined to piece together the puzzle, scrutinizes the blood-stained garage and kitchen. The investigation gains momentum when Randall discovers a neighbor's security camera. Reviewing the footage, a timeline of events emerges. Despite the valuable footage, a safety alert cannot be issued due to a lack of definite identification. Frustrated by this obstacle, Randall turns to the media, initiating a relentless campaign to spread awareness. Jeannette, held captive, endures unimaginable horrors. Mentally mapping each and every turn during the kidnapper's drive, she clings to the hope of finding her way home. Jeannette takes comfort in the shower in the middle of the night, the only place that she can escape the brutality of her attacker. In the dim confines of her makeshift prison, Jeannette found herself in a desperate game of manipulation with her kidnapper. Seizing a moment of casual conversation, she asked him innocuously about his origin. Despite the surge of emotions urging her to retaliate, Jeannette suppressed her instincts. Instead, she wore a forced smile, concealing her fear, and cleverly requested a glass of water. As he descended the stairs to fetch it, leaving her alone for the very first time, Jeannette began to fiddle with the handcuffs, realizing that they had a mechanical latch that could be manipulated. Her fleeting freedom fueled her determination to leave behind a trail for the police or perhaps save herself. Drawing inspiration from crime shows she and her brother often watched, she swiftly gathered potential clues: an abandoned watch, a clay turtle, and her underwear. These items, she believed, could aid in her rescue and service as evidence against her captor. Her investigative efforts were abruptly interrupted by the approaching footsteps of the kidnapper. Panicking, she quickly returned to her restrained position on the bed, concealing the items that she had gathered. As he re-entered the room, Jeannette hoped that her secret stash would remain undiscovered. Rosalia, Jeannette's mother, grappled with the horrifying reality that her daughter might never return. The emotional toll of uncertainty and fear weighed heavily on her as she confronted the grim possibility that time was running out. Surprisingly, he handed him her cell phone and instructed her to order pizza. Seizing this unexpected opportunity, Jeannette ordered the pizza and memorized the address, preparing for a potential escape. As the doorbell rang and her kidnapper momentarily left the room, the delivery person unwittingly became a pawn in Jeannette's plan. The pizza arrived with a chilling accompaniment, a missing person flyer featuring Jeannette's face. The kidnapper ominously declared his intent to get rid of her tonight, leaving Jeannette to grapple with the impending threat and the stark reality of her continued struggle for survival. As her captor momentarily leaves the room, she discards the pizza, concealing crucial evidence within the box under the bed. However, his return brings a new threat as he uses a pillow to smother her. The manipulative dance continues as her captor casually offers her a shower. Seizing the chance, Jeannette dresses quickly, ensuring her gathered evidence remains concealed. When she hears a knock at the door downstairs, she becomes terrified, but she controls herself while her captor muffles her cries and waits for the visitor to depart. She is then forced into the dimly lit garage, given handcuffs, and taken away. The vehicle arrives at a neon-lit liquor store parking lot, where her captor abruptly releases her, issuing a chilling warning. Despite the threat, Jeannette seizes the opportunity and runs towards the store, seeking refuge. Astonishingly, she gains the trust of the cashier, who recognizes her from the news. She struggles to dial 911 with the provided phone, prompting the cashier to intervene. Word of Jeannette's location reached the San Jose police, and Detective Randall was elated to find her finally. As the police ran back to San Jose, another officer contacts local pizza places using the phone number provided by Jeannette. Once a victim, Jeannette now stands tall and boldly points the way, determined to end the terror that her captor is causing. Confirming the kidnapper's address through a pizza place, a tactical team and canine squad were deployed for a raid. With Jeannette's detailed layout, the SWAT team successfully apprehended the suspect, David Montiel Cruz, who had attempted to evade arrest in the attic. Cruz faced multiple charges, including burglary, sexual assault, rape, and battery. Reunited with her family, Jeannette, who had endured physical and emotional trauma, was rushed to the ER for treatment. In the years that followed, Jeannette grappled with the aftermath of her traumatic experience. Initially paralyzed by fear, she confined herself indoors, struggling with the trauma of her ordeal. However, at the age of 15, a pivotal moment occurred. After 6 years of therapy, Jeannette decided to confront her fears and reclaim her life. 12 years later, the resilient survivor met with TV producers who orchestrated a reunion with Detective Randall. As an adult, Jeannette chose to follow in the footsteps of her savior, Heather Randall. Studying law enforcement, she aspires to become a detective and serve her community. In Jeannette's own words, everybody has a story. No matter what life throws at us, no matter what obstacles, we are all fighters, and we all have the ability to keep going. I turned my fear into courage. I got my family back.